everyone. My name is Kristen Husted. I'm here to deliver another higher wisdom message. And this one came this morning with more precision, I guess I should say, but it does go with all the other messages that we've been receiving about these flashes of light and remembrance. And last message that I got, I think I delivered it last week, and I got it around the 9th and 10th of June. And I was in my office prior to going into meditation, to, have my quiet time and stuff. And I heard write down these dates. So I grabbed a pen and paper and I wrote down a bunch of dates. Um, and I didn't share them with you on YouTube because I've kind of learned not to share dates. It's not important to have dates. I don't like sensationalism. I want to just say, hey, we're all in this and it will take as much time as we need to transform. But I'm gathering that sometimes there are alignments, planetary alignments that actually bring more energy into the world, and it might coincide with what you're feeling. And so, if sharing some dates is helpful to you, I will do that. So, anyways, I wrote down some dates. Didn't share it on my last video because I just thought, I don't want to get into that sharing dates. But I did share that the new moon was a surge of energy. And I didn't share that I also was getting June 20th. I'm getting a surge of energy. And again, I don't know much about astrology, but I guess my friend called and she was like, it's the summer solstice, I believe. And I said, oh, when is that? She said, it's this weekend. It's June 20th and 21st. I said, that's interesting because I got the date June 20th was going to be another awakening energy time. Like, so another surge will be coming around June 20th. All right. So this morning I go into meditation and prayer, and I'm just like, is there anything you want me to know? Anything you want me to deliver for people, for their knowledge and wisdom and awakening? And I heard this message that I will give you in a moment, and it did come with a date. And when I looked up what July 18th was, it had some really interesting aspects to it. And again, I don't want to get into dates because I don't want us to look for sensationalism, but just to know that if you're feeling higher energy on these days, or if you're feeling more awakening, or if you feel what this message is going to tell us, if you're feeling that, then at least you have something to a reference point. So a lot of times what I'm seeing in both myself and my clients is when these intense times come of emotional upheaval or waves of remembrance. And if you don't have some sort of reference to say, hey, this is normal, or it's okay if you're feeling intense emotions pull up because we're in a time of upheaval, sometimes it can get confusing. And then we think something's wrong with us. We think we're just having weird flashbacks of weird thoughts and memories, or we just don't know why we're feeling so emotionally upheaved right now. And this morning I was talking to my daughter when I was walking the dogs, and she was just talking about how she goes, this whole year, she goes, I have been like in an emotional upheaval. And I said, well, that's the message that I'm getting through these wisdom messages, is that this is a time of purging in order for us to walk into newness. So she's like, oh yeah. She goes, that makes me feel so much better. Cause she goes, I thought I was going crazy. So that's why, it's good to share these things and good to collaborate our information. I don't know what other people on in this spiritual realm are saying, because I do not watch anybody else's stuff so that I stay clear-minded. So again, you can compare what I'm saying to other people, and maybe that will draw a bigger picture to you. So I'm going to start with the message that I got today, and then we'll go and we'll break down what July 18th means astrologically, and then also June 20th. So I thought those were interesting. And then we'll go and I'll tap into some other messages that I got on June 9th that I think had important information that I didn't share. So I'll just kind of pull everything together, and hopefully you'll get something of importance for you, or maybe, it's just kind of an interesting topic and you're just going to kind of tuck it away. That's fine. However you want to use this information, I'm glad to be of service. All right, so we're going to go on to first June 19th. And I titled this A Distinct Light of Remembrance. So there is a wave of excitement coming soon. Upon this wave of energy will come a deeper awareness of the truth of existence. It will be an intense wave that will awaken many who are upon the path of renewal. This wave is of great concern to the darker energies of the world, for it will bring forth much light among the people. The dense reality of fear and control will be lightened through this energy surge. Old paradigms and thought patterns will be dismantled, and many people will feel as though they are awakening for the first time to the realization of the truth of existence. It will arrive like a splash of cold water upon your face. There will be a distinct knowing of the nature of reality, and within this splash of remembrance, there will come a global awakening among the people. July 18th will mark the rising of an intense wave of light, and during this time, many will feel their infinite nature. This is not a dress rehearsal anymore. The energies of awakening will be pulsating through the land and from within the earth to restore and renew. As with anything of higher frequency entering a denser reality, the denser energies will be pushed up and out. Breathe deeply and allow all of the past to bubble up and out of you. This cleansing process will take as long as it needs to in order for you to clear your body and mind and allow the flow of divine light to move through you. This is how you were designed to truly be. You are much more than the stories you have believed about yourself, the personalities you have developed. Walk through this time as an observer and hold loosely to what is before you. This is a place humanity has never been before. So allow the wonder and mystery to take hold of your heart. Enjoy this ride, for this process is of great importance in obtaining the gifts of the Spirit. Sophia. And yeah, so I will go over that message again, but it's really interesting because I keep getting this process is going to take us to some time. It will take as much time as we need. But as we allow these energies, these yuck, this feeling of, like all that old anxiety, fear, lack of, not enough, all those old stories are bubbling up out of a lot of us are noticing it. Stand in it. Be present in it. Do not push it away is what the message last week said, right? Do not push it away. And this week's message says it's of very importance in obtaining your gift of the Spirit. And so okay, I'm just going to go over this and then we can break it down. And then I will bring up the significance of the astrology on July 18th and June 20th, which is right around the corner here tomorrow. All right. So we're going to go back to that one. Okay. So they're causing, they're calling it a wave of excitement is coming soon. About 3 weeks ago, I got a great surprise is what I got in my message. A great surprise is upon you. And now I'm getting a wave of excitement is coming soon. So there's some sort of like, this is exciting. Humanity's moving somewhere and we're actually making headway. So remember, nothing happens to you. We have to do the work. We are being supported by these energies of awakening. We need to, as the last message last week, we need to work on cleansing our body and our mind as much as we can to accept these accelerated waves of energy. And so in this message, it says these energies will bring a deeper awareness of the truth of existence. And they also are talking about how this wave is great concern of the darker energies of the world because it will bring forth much light within the people. And so, there is this play of darkness and light, and darkness always will show us back to the light. So we need this contrast. We need the darkness and the light. But as we become more lighter in nature, the darkness will recede more. And so they're saying here that that's going to push the darkness out and you will become more lighter in nature. So of course, that's concerned of the darker energies are being moved out, and the control the old paradigms and the thought patterns will be dismantled, and many will feel as if they're awakening for the first time. So, I often think of it like you're waking up from a dream and you're like back into reality, and you're like, what it's almost like what is real? What is real? And this is what I think is going to be happening. We're going to be awakening from this dream that we have been in for a while, and we're going to come into a more crisper reality, one that we're feeling more of our true nature, a true self. And the gifts of the Spirit is what they're going to talk about in a little bit. So I'm excited, and again, they're saying it will come with a distinct knowing of the nature of reality. Within this flash of remembrance will come a global awakening among the people. And then they go to say this intense flash is said to come in mid-July. I think I forgot to write that, but that's what I heard this morning, in mid-July of your earthly calendar year. And then they come and specifically say July 18th will mark the rising of an intense energy wave of light. And during this time, people will start to feel their infinite nature. So it'll mark an intense energy. And I'm going to go. All right. So as I was saying, that I had first come up with June 15th was a big date, which was the new moon. I also got June 20th. Right? So now I look at what June 20th is, and it is the summer solstice portal, is what they're saying. The sun enters Cancer at the June solstice, traditionally considered one of the most four major turning points of the year. Astrologically, Cancer energy emphasizes intuition, home, emotional healing, nurturing, and inner wisdom. And then it says on June 19th, the Chiron, excuse me if I'm not saying that correctly, often called the wounded healer, moves into Taurus. Many astrologers interpret this as the beginning of a year's long collective healing process involving self-worth, values, security, nature, and humanity's relationship with the physical world. And so that was June 20th, which is tomorrow, and then also the 21st. So those are times what they're saying is about emotional healing and woundedness and releasing all those kind of energies that have been keeping us stuck. So that's the energy that will help push the healing, which is coming soon. And then I'm going to move to July 18th. So they say July 18th is actually a more notable astrology date. On July 18th, Pluto in Aquarius forms an exact trine to Uranus in Gemini. Many astrologers consider this one of the most important long-term aspects of 2026 and 28. And so symbolically, Uranus means awakening, innovation, and sudden breakthroughs. Pluto means transformation, deep change, revelation of hidden truths. Trine means harmonious flow. So astrologers often associate this with a combination of rapid technological change, which we know we're in, collective shifts in consciousness, which we know we are in, new ways of thinking, breakthroughs that transform society, greater desire for freedom and authenticity. And some astrologers see it as one of the most optimistic major alignments of this decade. Additional July 18th factors. The sun remains in Cancer, emphasizing emotional awareness and intuition. Mercury is in retrograde in Cancer, which astrologers often interpret as a period of reflection, remembrance, and revisiting old ideas and beliefs. If you combine the two dates, many astrologers would describe them this way. June 20th through 21st of 2026, threshold of healing, emotional awakening, solstice energy. July 18th, breakthrough, transformation, innovation, collective change. June through July, moving from inner preparation to outward change. Hey, if this helps you to kind of put together pieces of puzzle of what you're feeling, or if you're starting to feel a remembrance of things, or if you're starting to feel these old wounds come up, just know these energies are here to support you in the very thing that you're feeling. So don't hold so tightly to what is going on within you, because this process of awakening is going to be uncomfortable, they said, and yet it's going to be a necessary part of our evolution, is what we're getting. So I'm going to go back to the message that we were reading. So they say that this light energy is going to feel like a splash of cold water upon your face. There will be a distinct knowing of the nature of reality. And within this flash of remembrance will come the global awakening amongst all the people. All right. I love that. The splash of cold water upon your face. As these higher frequencies enter this denser reality, the denser energy will be pushed out. They keep talking about breathe deeply, allow this to pass, allow this cleansing process to bubble up and out of you, what is no longer serving you. And at the very last sentence, Sophia, who is the wisdom of ages, known as as God within says, enjoy the ride. For this process is of great importance in obtaining the gifts of the Spirit. And so the gifts of the Spirit are, right, the power of who we truly are. So it's about love and non-judgment and how we get these gifts of the Spirit awakened, which are telepathic communication and deeper healing of ourselves and others. And so the gifts of the Spirit are very, very mighty. And so these are the times that we're in, is let this old stuff bubble up and out. And lately, I've just almost been feeling toxic. Like I'm like, ugh, like as these old wounds of like not good enough or not worthy or whatever it is, just this change that's going on through me, just like, oh, it feels so yucky. I've just been saying, okay, I'm just going to feel a little toxic for a while. And I just kind of detach from it and just watch it bubble up like if I was on a detox diet, right? I know all that yucky feeling was a good thing. I'm getting rid of stuff. So I think you just got to kind of take a different look instead of being all into why you feel so dismantled. Look at it like I'm cleansing, I'm renewing, I'm restoring. So that's going to be an important aspect of going through all these energies. And I also want to point out, when I was reading the astrology of July, it says it will start the energy of this awakening. So please don't go, oh my gosh, July 18th came and went and I didn't feel anything. We are in an evolutionary shift. This will take as much time as you need to. I mean, all of these messages say that it will take as much time as you need. We are leaving the old and coming into a place that we don't even know. They keep talking about that too. Like, we have never been here before. So we must hold loosely to the old as we transform into this higher form of consciousness, right? And again, they said, even if you just love and are non-judgment, you are on the awakening path. So try to make it as simple as possible. But again, because I do this spiritual work as a living and I'm working on people all the time, a lot of people are feeling this upheaval in their lives. So I'm here to remind them and you and myself that hold loosely to these yucky feelings. They are bubbling up and out. Honor them, thank them, and release them. So it's a cleansing process. Think of that. You're just cleaning out the old in order to make room for the new. I want to also read some information from June 9th. And I thought this was interesting too, because again, they've been talking about these light energies coming in and this renewal, and we're coming back into remembrance who we are. And this summer has another intense wave. The energy is really powerful right now. So in June 9th, they said the human vehicle will undergo massive shifts in both human consciousness and human form. The light that is entering the earth is helping awaken your light body and lessen the density of your physical body. The first step in this transition is to let go of the focus on the body and what it cannot do. Focus on the divine blueprint of how you were made and call forth the restoration and renewal of your original design. So call forth who you truly are in divine source, God creator's image. Okay. So call forth that. That is where we need to put our focus on, not of the limitations of the body, but on all that we can be, this infinite possibility. And they said again, call forth with the power of clarity and intention, the renewal of each cell of your body. Call forth this power of clarity and intention for the renewal of each cell of your body. Speak the truth to yourself of who you are, for in doing so, you will call into yourself a great power of change and renewal. Speak the truth. So I thought this was really cute because maybe some of you have seen this little rhyme that's going around, a little jingle that's going around on Instagram. And again, I'm not on Instagram very much, but I'll peek on every now and then. And I saw this cute jingle, and it was the one that said, every little cell. Okay, I'll sing it. It says, every little cell inside my body, every little cell is happy and whole. Every little cell inside my body, every little cell is happy and whole. And it just talking about your body and the cells, and that's such a great little jingle. And here is this message saying, call forth with power and clarity and intention the renewal of each cell of your body. Speak the truth of yourself, of who you are, for in doing so you will call forth a great power of change and renewal. So I am learning to say things out loud now. I if you knew me like 10 years ago, I was more quiet in speaking my truth and stuff. And I would like more just say my prayers quietly. But now I'm really feeling this need to say my prayers out loud. I was hiking the other day and I was just no one was around. It was just me and the dogs. And I was just talking the truth. I'm like, I am so excited about this time we're in. I love this time of renewal. I am walking into the truth of who I am. My life is filled with joy and peace. I am abundant. And anyways, I was just talking about my health and my wellness and walking into my divine truth of who I am. And it felt really powerful. And so I would encourage you to do the same. All right, so then I'm going to finish this up. And it says, this time is a time of remembrance, and there will be assistance from the earth, sky, wind, and water. You ask what we mean by this, and we say the earth will be emitting a powerful energy that will pulsate through your body. Allow this energy of the elements to radiate through you to awaken your 13-strand DNA that resides within you. And so this 13-strand DNA will bring forth within you great knowledge, power, and wisdom. That is how the creator originally made you to live. Yet we must say that along with this awakening will come an agreement. Each soul who awakens to this deep wisdom of remembrance will need to be in alignment with the truth. The truth is that there is no judgment upon you, your brothers or sisters, the earth, or the cosmos. Life will be taking on a multi-dimensional form as all of life comes together. We must warn you to let go of judgment. For as we reconfigure the whole of who you are, it will bring forth much surprise and amazement. You will be awestruck by the true nature of reality and the many shapes and forms of beings that your heavenly creator has made. As you walk through your earthly time right now, look around you and all before you with eyes of love, acceptance, knowing that your heavenly Father, Mother of all creation has made everything in perfect form. Do not judge, but use your discernment to navigate these great times of change. You will be guided each step of the way, for we are with you. As more and more people awaken, they will create a spark within their soul that connects them to the entirety of who they are. This light will radiate outward to all around them and eventually bring everyone back home, back into oneness. Stay away from the processed foods and meats that have experienced sadness and harm. We encourage you to stay away from toxic substances in order to help your body recalibrate. There is a balance and a flow of life, and we understand that. Yet during this time of great renewal, you will find that the rewards of your changes are far greater than temporary pleasures. For you have within you your 13-strand DNA. Use it wisely. Be diligent about grounding yourself daily. Use empowering words and speech within yourself, for all is dismantling and yet coming together. So be patient, stay grounded in the earth, and remain in gratitude and love. Sophia. And so this message was really big. And I know it probably is going to take you a little while to go through both aspects of this message, but we've got some important dates coming up. And so remember, hold loosely to dates, but just know that they're the energy of we are moving into, and this summer is a big summer of intense waves of energy. And another message I got, they were talking about as we cross each bridge of awakening, we'll come into a new reality. So it's going to come in phases. It's going to come in waves. And then they talked about in the last message I did last week, it'll come in a time of remembrance, and then you'll have time to acclimate it into your body. And then will come another wave, and then we'll have a time of just acclimating. So I'll go ahead and read the dates that I got. And I got these a couple weeks ago, and now they seem to be coming with a little bit of truth. So let's see. So originally I got June 15th, the new moon, June 20th. Now we know that is the summer solstice. I wrote big energy surges. Okay. Then I wrote July 10th. I thought that was interesting. I haven't heard anything specifically about July 10th, but that might just be another intense wave upon the land. July 12th, I got July 15th. And then I got big emphasis on July 18th and the rest of the month, high energy month. So the end of the month, we are going to be in this remembrance time. And so again, hold loosely to this transformational time. Don't try to put it in a box and say, this is going to happen exactly how it is going to happen. It might take you decades to go through this change. It might take you months. It might take you days. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It might take you hundreds of years. It doesn't matter, but we're in a change. And the more that we can allow this change to come up and out to bring forth what no longer serves us, and as much as we can come into non-judgment of ourselves and others and love and gratitude, we are going to be getting the 13th strand DNA more activated online, which brings the gifts of the spirit. So we're in a beautiful time of awareness, awakening, and I'm so happy to just come and share this with you. And we can just kind of notice and just remember, don't hold so tightly to it. Don't be like, this is going to happen, A, B, and C, because allow for the wonder and mystery of life. I mean, allow for yourself to heal and transform however long it takes. It's like going on a diet. You don't want to do it too fast. You want to assimilate this energy. You want to really truly heal the past, the wounds. You want to come into a place really truly where you're forgiving yourself and others. And this takes time. I've been on feels like an intense awakening path for like over 9 or 10 years. And it just keeps coming. It just keeps coming. And I really think that's just how it's going to be as we awakening more into who we're designed to be. So have fun. And I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for listening.